Hi, everyone. Thank you to Maya, but specifically thank you to the Mark Spoils community, who I never get to see. I don't even know who's a part of it because I can't ever go there. Ever. Merry Christmas, and Happy Holidays, and Happy Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, and Boxing Day. This is right next to my eye. Like, I don't think you can see the depth, but it's right here. Anyway, this is Mark Reed's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Every who. It's so distracting. It's right there. It's right there. Okay. By the way, not only am I in my wonderful Santa hat, I'm wearing the robe that I bought for the Mark Reed's Go the Fuck to Sleep thing, but not just for the comfort. It's 47 degrees in my boyfriend's house right now. It's a fucking Arctic tundra. There are probably penguins outside or something. I don't know what happened, but this place just turned frigid. It's so fucking cold. So I'm holed up in his room with a space heater on and I have the door closed so no heat can escape. And I went to go get some tea and I almost died because it was so fucking cold out. So let's fucking do this so I can get this off of my head because it's right in my eye. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be that his head wasn't screwed on quite right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But, whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's of the Doctor Who community. I'm just going to turn it into that for the rest of it. Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow it's Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, I must find a way to keep Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake up bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then, oh the noise, 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 noise. There was one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise. Get out of my face. It's oppressing my eyesight. Then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast. And then, oh my god, they would start, how do people do this? I'm like a cat now. They'd start on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he'd like least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, I literally have lint in my eyelash. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. And the more the Grinch thought of the Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put it up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat and made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I'll look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said. If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max, and then he took some red thread and tied up a big horn on top of his head. Max must have the shittiest life, 53 years of this dude. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up, and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay snooze in their towns. Okay, go over here. Oh, you were just, okay. All their windows were dark, quiet. This is really solid. Like, I don't think you understand. It's not puffy. It's like, ugh. Okay, that didn't work. Okay. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first house in the square, this is stop number 1, the old Grinchy claws hissed, and he climbed on the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums. Who gets popcorn as a fucking present? That sucks. You can take that. Plums, I do like plums. I do like popcorn. I take it back. Popcorn is good. What if it's those big bins where it had the 3 different... Those were fucking good. And he stuffed them in bags, and the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove, when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this little Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. You're a potato, shaped in a little disc cylinder thing. You're a tater. Okay, never mind. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the child. This robe is really fucking hot now. Oh my god, it's so warm in here. And his fib fooled the child, then he patted her head and got her a drink. And he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou went to the bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went to the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. That's not possible. Unless we're talking like molecular crumb. It's a fucking mouse. Why am I complaining? Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It's mice. Come on, Dr. Seuss, get it right. It was 1:15, and all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rose to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's was his Grinch-ishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're waking up, I just know what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, and then all the Who's down in Whoville will all cry. Boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. And he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sounded merry. It couldn't be so. It was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be snow? How could it be so? Oh my god, this hat is so hot. I can't wear it. It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. That sounds dirty. Well, he's lonely. He's got to do something with his time. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. It's weird because throughout reading this whole thing, I just had the cartoon in my head. Because I've seen it like a million times. What is this thing? What is this? No, wait, this. Wait, this. Go in there. What are you? You're ruining my Santa hat. I'm just gonna pull it down low. Okay, I need to be done. I'm sweating underneath this hat. It's too much. I don't know how you do it, Santa. I don't know how. Because you have this thing. It's like a weapon. Whoosh. Maybe. I'm done. I'm so done.